A lot of men think that progress comes from doing more volume, more sets, more hard work, and more weeks pushed to the absolute edge. But here's an important reframe. Volume is not a driver of progress by itself. It's just a dose of stress you're applying to your body. And the right dose is not always more. And when I talk about volume here, I'm not speaking about volume in terms of reps per sets or sets. I'm talking about the number of hard sets, means sets taken close to failure you're accumulating over the course of the week or the month. And I think we have to admit that there are phases where increasing volume by a good amount of percentages works extremely well. Sometimes we see best gains happening when we increase the volume per week like never before. But that does not mean that long-term progress depends on adding volume week after week. Your results don't depend on that stimulus alone. They depend on your ability to benefit from that stimulus. And that is limited by things like recovery capacity, sleep, stress, work schedule, injury resistance, and risk tolerance. And if these aren't balanced, it doesn't really matter how big the stimulus is, because you won't be able to repeat it often and long enough to benefit from these hard sessions. We all know that great feeling after big sessions, and big sessions feel heroic, right? But progress doesn't come from one heroic big workout. It comes from stringing together enough solid sessions over weeks and months. And if your volume and intensity exceeds what your life can support, you won't be consistent. You don't get more progress, you just get inconsistency. And inconsistency is the fastest way to stall in your training life. So how can we take that into action after I've said all that? First thing, stop thinking about volume as something you overload. Yes, we want to overload it over time, but we want to think about it as a dose. So ask yourself, can you recover it week by week? Can you repeat this next week? And does it fit your current life stress and situation? If the answer is no, the dose is too high, even when it looks good on paper. There are definitely times where reducing volume is a really smart move to see better progress, especially when you have phases of high work stress, poor sleep, physically demanding job, coming back from an injury, or when you just feel unmotivated and beat up. In those phases, doing less volume, and especially probably less than you think, gives you the chance to keep moving forward. Not because it's optimal, but because it's sustainable. Step 2, adjust it and don't force it. If you feel progressively more tired, more unmotivated, and you feel like nothing is moving, don't ask yourself how to push harder. Ask yourself what you can minimalize or cut off to feel productive again. You want to scale it down to a level where training feels repeatable again. It's not weakness, that is just smart decision making for every kind of level. Question now is, when does more volume make sense? Because we all love high volume sessions, right? It makes sense when context changes. So your stress comes down, the fatigue comes down, improves, your recovery feels somehow better, and maybe more time opens up. And in those phases, ramping up volume can be really productive. But the key here is that you ramp up the volume because your life and current situation allows it, not because your ego wants it. Step number 3, earn the volume. Increase volume slowly and let your body and recovery prove that you're ready for more. And if things start to go sideways after increasing the volume, stop before you're forced to do so. Volume is not a badge of honor. It's in the end a tool we want to use like everything else. It's the amount that lets you train consistently and keeps you in the game long term. More volume doesn't automatically mean faster progress, but the right dose of volume and intensity does. This way of thinking comes from long-term, principle-based training and not trends. It's just what I've learned over the last 10 years and being a former pro athlete. Simple systems done consistently beat aggressive ones every single time. If this video was helpful, guys, I appreciate every single like and comment below this video. 100 days on YouTube. Still a really young channel, but I'm really thankful for all the support so far. See you in the next one.